opportunity that we can't pass on.
Well, kia koutou katoa. No mai hara mai ko te kimu o poi uka. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to day one of competition here of the Sopa New Zealand presentation of the U17 Boys National Championship. I'm Jason Gerbes, aka Chopper, and joining me in the booth. Well, what hasn't she done pretty much apart from won a World Cup for the White Sox, Hall of Fame all over the shop? That is Hutt Valley's Naomi Shaw. Kia ora, Naomi.
Oh, kia ora, Chopper, and it's absolutely my pleasure to be here today to support this tournament and you guys, Ballpark Broadcasting. So, yeah, absolutely my pleasure to be here. Thank you very much.
Fantastic to have you all along for it. We're partway through this 11 o'clock match-up between Franklin and Counties Manukau. You see top of the fourth innings here. Counties with a lead at this point, 5 runs to 2, and Naomi, you've been keeping a track on the game. How do we get to the score 5 runs to 2?
Well, I have to say it's pretty early to be calling this, but I'm looking at a very slick Counties Manukau team. I think they're very well coached offensively and defensively, and they're holding the power in the middle with the pitcher, young Hunter Bailey, taking 5 strikeouts so far. Probably, that's a pretty big hit.
Going back, and baby!
Well,
that has gone a long John home run from the starting catcher, Zeb McFarlane. Puts a charge into one, and boy, isn't he happy, and so he should be, Naomi.
Oh, absolutely. I was just going to say how dominant young Hunter Bailey's been on the mound, and then and Zeb does that, puts the ball over the outfield fence. And, you know, whilst it might have been a little bit of an early nervous start for Franklin, there were a couple of catches that possibly could have been made. They've certainly been able to put people on bases and score them through really good sacrifice bunting, and of course that automatic home run, and that brings us the ball game a lot closer than it was before.
5 runs to 3 here. Of course, this week's broadcasts are brought to you by Beyond the Dugout Broadcasting, new name for our broadcasting company this year. Fantastic to have you along. And our partners here in Hutt Valley. It's got to say here, Naomi, Atiawa Toa FM, how good are they?
Oh, they're fantastic. And I'm on the Hutt Valley Sports Awards Committee, and they do an amazing job live streaming our significant event as well too. We see them everywhere. They live stream, they broadcast quality live streaming, I have to say. And, we're very thankful that they support our game too as well.
Fantastic to have them in the house, indeed. So Atiawa Toa FM partnering with Beyond the Dugout Broadcasting, bringing you all the games live from Diamond 1, except for the 9 a.m. games, throughout the first 3 days, and then both games on Championship Sunday. This pitch is inside. Naomi, you mentioned the pitcher here, Hunter Bailey for County Manukau is good. Who else have we got in the defensive lineup for the Counties team?
Well, catching Cole McWilliams on first base is a very tall unit. Makaire Kingi Hicks, the son of the 2 coaches of the Counties Manukau team, Michelle Kingi and Matt Hicks. But very impressive and tight fielding all around. And what I like about this Counties team is that they're not afraid to run bases. Having said that, I have to say that the Franklin catcher, Sebastian McFarlane, the young fellow who just put the ball over the fence, has pinged 2 base stealers at second base and at third base. So whilst they're having a shot at him, Franklin are able to come back and get the outs when they need them.
Fantastic indeed, and we see a young man go down on strikes here for the first out in the top of the fourth. I think scored a run on the bat of, you mentioned the catcher, McFarlane from the Franklin Softball Association. That allowed the pitcher to step up next. A young man who's been coming through the ranks, originally from Waikato, spent a bit of time in North Harbour, now the last handful of years at Franklin. A good young man too.
So young Shane Walker had a bit of a tough start in the first innings when he took the mound. There were a couple of catches that probably should have been taken, and that's really hard for a pitcher. When your field can't support you defensively. But to their credit, Franklin have been able to tighten up on defence.
Well, they say championships are won on defence, so that's really, really important. Offensively, the batting lineup for Franklin today, Naomi?
Well, the batting lineup, starting with second base, Datanian Pussyman, I was really impressed with his demeanour, I call it. And, of course, in his second turn at bat, he drilled one at the third base and was taken out at that stage, but he did manage to get a couple of runs across the plate for Franklin. Third base, Tamihana Star. Second, catcher, Cole McWilliams. I think I'm reading the wrong team. Here we go. We need to start with the Franklin lineup that you just asked for.
Oh, yeah. But those are good defensive players for counties.
Oh, they certainly are.
Yeah, so top of the shop for Franklin's batting order. Who are they?
Ryan Moran at second base, Paola Beasley at third, Xavier Hedden at shortstop, Sebastian McFarlane catching, and Joshua Vivian centre field, Shane Walker on the mound, Tamahia Hippie in left field, Mason Tuhuru on first base, and Blake O'Neill in right field.
So they've got a good batting lineup here, Franklin, today. Only trail by 2 here in the top of the fourth innings. Plenty of softball left, Naomi.
Yes, there is, and currently Hunter Bailey on the mound is tracking at 6 strikeouts, which is quite significant for only 4 innings of the game. But Franklin have been able to produce runs, and this might be another one.
This
Here
is
we go.
Deep undercover. The pitcher, Shane Walker, says, if my catcher can do it, the other battery pairing, I can do it too. So pitcher and catcher go long here in the fourth innings, and just like that, in the blink of an eye, it's a 1-run ball game.
Oh, wasn't that a fantastic hit? It's great to see at this level, it really is. And of course, we see head coach Michelle Kingi walk out to the mound, have a wee chat. Michelle, being a former White Sox pitcher, will be very well versed in the pressures and the stress that is on these young pitchers. But gosh, big ups there to Franklin to come back with 2 automatics in the fourth innings.
Well, Naomi, the game of softball, especially at the rep level, it's a full 7 innings. So we're only halfway through this match, and I like how Franklin have responded right here.
Yeah, absolutely. I would have thought at the start of the game with their nervous start, and they gave up 4 runs in the first innings, and now in the fourth innings they're able to come back with a couple of runs, and now it's a 1-0 ball game to Counties Manukau.
Fantastic indeed. Naomi, I've been dying to get this out, to be honest with you, Naomi, but this year's, as that pitch is down and away, this year's edition of the Softball New Zealand Under-17 Boys National Championship, 15 teams.
Oh, look, that's fantastic. When I
Isn't
looked at the program, it's a long time since I've seen 3 sections of 5 playing off, and of course what that creates is a lot of pressure in the round robins of each section. It's going to be a really hard task to get through to the semis and the finals on the last day of play. And so this is only day 1, this is only game 4, and there's a hell of a lot of softball to be played yet.
Yeah, sure is indeed. And Counties Manukau and Franklin, 2 of the top associations that are here this week. Franklin, boy, they have been building their base of that association so well over the last handful of years, haven't they?
Oh, look, I've travelled up to a couple of classics, Easter classics up in Pukikohi, And what amazing facility they've got there, and they've certainly grown. And there's just another one that's going to go close to the fence.
They'll come together, and the ball will drop out at centre field.
He's going to go all the way.
Running around the bases now, looking to score. Here he
Tied ball
comes.
game.
And in the park home run with maybe a little bit of assistance here as he goes back to back. Timmy Haya Hepi puts a charge into it, but boy, oh boy, that kid can run. We're locked up at 5 apiece.
Well, 3 great hits in the 4th innings, and now we've got a tied ball game, and this is only the first day of play. So, I can see some really exciting stuff happening.
Fantastic indeed.
And
wow.
here I was talking up Counties Manukau as possibly being a contender for the title, and now little old Franklin are coming right back at them.
Franklin and Gritty, we're talking about how they've been building their association over the last kind of 6 to 10 years, and they're starting to see the fruits of their labour right now, aren't they? Counties Manukau, though, Naomi, they must come into this national championship as red-hot favourites. They are the defending champions from last year in Autotehi Christchurch. Only 2 members of their team have changed.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned that before, Chopper, and that's quite significant when you're able to bring a large number of players from the previous year back in. Strengthens you for this tournament. But of course what it does mean is when all of those players move on to a higher age grade, you've really got to develop the next tier below that, and that's what the under-15s are all about. So I love the age grades for the development that goes on. As you said, there are a number of players come back. They won a title. They certainly are going to be a forerunner for this national title, but I think there's a few teams out there wanting to have a shot at them as well.
So Henry Chapman now just goes down on strike. So that's 2 away here in the top of the 4th innings. But, of course, 3 home runs to Franklin in the innings. It's proved a real good one, and it looks like we might see a defensive change here. And it looks like an outfielder is going to have get a chance to come into the ball game. So 31 comes into the ball game for Counties. That is Lucien Cole. I believe that's how you pronounce it. He's going out to right field. That'll be taking the place of good enough, I believe. 34, yes indeed. So keeping score at home, just to change defensively at right field.
Well, they're keeping us on our toes, and just want to make a wee correction. The previous batter was actually Mason Tuhuru. It was Henry Chapman, but boy, he took a hard drive. Off the Counties Manukau batter. And he's gone off and he's all iced up. He looks okay out there. So Mason was a replacement for Henry.
Right.
And so that's 2 down in the top of the 4th innings.
Well, I know who this next batter is, Naomi. Blake O'Neill, a.k.a. the Goose. So the Goose is up the bat here for Franklin now.
And he scored in the previous innings. He got a great hit to left field.
He's a character. We had him in the booth at the Cameron Duncan Memorial Tournament just before Christmas. And boy, oh boy, he's a funny kid. I said, what do you like about softball? Hitting home runs, Dropper.
I love it. In fact, I coach an under-17 girls grade. We don't have bunting signals or anything like that. I want the girls to really go for it and see how far they can hit the ball and have some fun with that. And I love that sort of talk that's been really aggressive in the batter in the box. So it's fantastic.
Back yourself, kid. Back yourself. You can do anything you put your mind to. So you're watching the Softball New Zealand presentation of the U17 Boys National Championships live from Fraser Ballpark here, the home of softball and the Hutt Valley Softball Association.
Oh,
this hard hit ball, the Goose off the leg of the pitcher, Bailey, and he is down to first base.
What a great hit, and the 4th hit of this innings.
I'll just take a bit of time here to make sure their star pitcher, Hunter Bailey, is okay on the mound.
I imagine a bit of ice would be appropriate at this stage. That was a very hard hit straight at his shins, and I can imagine it's hurting like anything right now.
Beautiful day here locally. As you can see, a bit of cloud cover, but it is beautiful. We're going for a higher 18, up to 17 already. Just gone 10 past 12 lunchtime here at Fraser Ballpark in Lower Hutt. So it's got a good day. It's all destined for sunshine today and hardly a breath of wind. Naomi?
Yeah, I have to say, I mean, we've been, it's a huge change from the weather of the past couple of weeks. We've actually been ripped off with the weather here in Wellington. The southerlies come through. It's been cold, miserable. I've even had the heater on at nights at home. But this is a perfect day. Cloud cover, just nice, warm, moderate, great facility here at Fraser Park.
Isn't it?
Yeah, fantastic facility. What I'm missing, Chopper, is that I look in the background and the Pohutukawa haven't flowered yet. So I don't know if
Yes.
that's a climate thing, but every time I do broadcasting here, I look out and I see those beautiful blossoms. And today they're not here, so let's see if they come out on the last day.
AKA the Christmas tree, isn't it? The
Yes.
Pohutukawa in New Zealand. So
Yep.
normally does blossom at over this Christmas period.
Of course, I believe that when the Pohutukawa come out, the kina are ready to be harvested. So
agree, yes.
maybe the kina aren't ready yet, and that's why Pohutukawa haven't blossomed yet.
Well, there you go. So it looks like we're going to have a pitching change. We'll just duck away for a little moment and we'll come back, give you all the changes here. But Franklin have tied it up in the top of the fourth. 5 runs apiece.
Hi and welcome to Te Rao Kia ora, my name's Hinamo Praise.
Kia ora, I'm Neil from Vibe.
Tēnā koutou, welcome to Te Rao Kura.
It's going to be an awesome day.
This year is the 25th year of Te Rao Kura.
Te Rao Kura is a celebration of our people and enjoying summer days.
It's a good chance to get together, really. That's a big part of it. It's all whānau friendly.
Incredible community event that brings together so many different diverse people.
This festival where people just come together, there's a whole lot of awesome kai, a whole lot of awesome entertainment. Peace, love and harmony, the raukura, it signifies peace and happiness. It's a Māori proverb that was brought down by our tipuna from a very long time ago. And basically our day, Te Rao Kura, is all about sharing that love. Aroha nui ki te.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, here as we have a new pitcher in the top of the fourth innings for Counties Manukau. So just a defensive change here. First baseman Makaida Kingi Hicks will slide over from first base and take the mound as Hunter Bailey will shift over to first base. So that's all they've done defensively here. But you mentioned before, Naomi, that big number 67 on the screen there. He's a big lad.
I often wonder at these under-17 tournaments, that's...
Fly ball deep to left field, taken in the deep though to secure the third out. But it's not before. There's a pitching change for Counties Manukau and 3, yes, count them. Well, one with a little bit of assistance, but 3 home runs there. The big ones, no doubt, is one from the catcher McFarlane and the other one from the pitcher Walker. Hey. We're locked up at 5 apiece. More to come when we come back from Fraser Ballpark at the Softball New Zealand U17 Boys National Championship.
Dan Carter knew the power of winning.
Your instincts tell you the sky's different.
The flip side of that was the intense pressure.
I'd go back to my hotel room and I'd be broken.
Dan Carter, a perfect 10. Ki whakaata Māori me Māori Plus.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we move into the bottom of the fourth innings. Naomi, is that what you've got?
That's it, bottom of the fourth and tied ball game.
5 apiece here. Counties Manukau were leading 5 runs to 2 going into the top of the fourth innings before Franklin tagged on 3 runs, 2 home runs over the fence and 1 in the Parker to lock us up at the moment. And Counties, I'm sure, Naomi, want to answer right back.
I'm sure they will. They're a pretty quality unit. I still, they've been pretty aggressive on offence and, expect them to come back with some runs. But I've been very pleasantly surprised by Franklin and their ability to come back under pressure as well too. So we've got quite a ball game in front of us. We were talking before, Chopper, about the size of some of these boys, and of course one of the prerequisites of playing in these tournaments is you've got to produce a birth certificate.
Yeah.
And I can see why now when I look out there and I think, gosh, these kids are 16 years old, and they're pretty strong, athletic young fellas too as well.
Aren't they? And a patient walk here for the lead-off batter for Counties Manukau, Himiora Tudi. So number 9 in the order will get an opportunity now, and they've actually made a change here. You probably picked it up earlier, Naomi, but number 41 into the ball game, Carly Cornelio.
Yeah, and he went into left field.
Yes. Thank goodness you're here, Naomi. Sacrifice bunt is down. Look to get the out at first base. The step as late as you see there on the live camera angle. The second baseman for Franklin received the ball, foot wasn't quite on the base, then had to shift and couldn't quite get there in time. So Counties Manukau now have got them cornered.
Yeah, that was a little bit unfortunate. I actually think he had his foot on the wrong base, the orange one that's down there. And of course, on a sacrifice, but you have to have your foot on the inside of the base. Yes. So, now Counties Manukau have come straight back. They've got runners on each corner. And there's none down.
This one pops up.
Lead off to Counties Manukau, Detainee and Pussyman. I've been really impressed with him at second base, skillful player. And of course he hit in one of the earlier runs in the second innings for Counties Manukau.
Sometimes you can just tell a good hitter by the way they look in the batter's box, can't you, Naomi? And this kid is athletic.
Well, he's leading off too as well, and that tells you that the coaches think he's pretty good too.
Shows bunt, here comes back. Runner from 3, he's going to scamper back. And he's back in just in time.
A bit of action going on here, a little bit of a pass ball, and I think he should have had a shot at it because there's none down and there's a backup runner. So, if he had scored, they would have taken the lead. If he hadn't scored, there's still somebody else in a scoring position as well, too.
You're dead right, Naomi. So, Counties Manukau looking to answer right back here. No outs, and they've got 2 runners in scoring position. That'll bring out the head coach from Franklin to have a word with his lads. He's now having a little chat with the umpire just to the side of the huddle. Finish there.
Not quite sure what he might be questioning.
Yeah.
But of course, and typically in these games, the ball's been thrown around like a hot potato, and maybe there was some interference at third base when the ball was thrown down there. But either way, runners on 2 and 3, none down.
Got a good umpiring crew today out in the field there. Umpiring is Eric Horshman out of Hawke's Bay, and behind the dish, calling the balls and strike, is North Harbour's Chris Murdoch. Possamani top of the order here for Counties Manukau. 2 runners in scoring position. This pitch outside. You mentioned already the catcher for Franklin's been good today, throwing out 2 runners trying to steal.
And Counties Manukau haven't been afraid to put pressure on them at any time, and he's the young catcher Sebastian McFarlane has been able to come up the plays when they really needed him. And now that we've got a tied ball game, it just goes to show how crucial it was to ping those runners, so stealing base runners. Otherwise, Counties Manukau could have been a few more runs up.
We look to be tidy behind the dish here. Won't want the go-ahead run to come in for Counties. This one pops up. It'll go foul out of play. Feels like the game's in a real balancing act here, Naomi.
It's only the fourth innings.
Yeah.
We've still got another 3 full innings to go, and there's been so much action in each innings. That's why I love the Sage grade stuff, you know. Not afraid to throw the ball around.
This one down low. And so, just like that in the blink of an eye, they've got the bases loaded here. Naomi, Counties Manukau threatening here in the bottom of the fourth innings.
Yeah, it is, and it's better in the box is Tamihana Star, and he tripled in the first innings and scored Counties Manukau first run. And so he's in a great position at the moment with loaded bases.
I've seen a little bit of this Tamihana young man, and he is good. First pitch down the tram line, just outside it. Loaded bases here. Big opportunity for Counties Manukau. Ground ball to shortstop. Checks for the options. Doesn't feel there was an option there, but what there is a go-ahead run for Counties Manukau. They lead the ball game 6-5.
Oh, what a shame. Yeah, the ball hit to shortstop. Probably didn't get a lot of help from his defence either. It would have been ideal for him to make the force-out play at the plate. But I think they may have frozen a little bit on that pressure play, and that's a little bit unfortunate, Franklin, but Counties have scored the go-ahead run here.
There's a lot of moving wheels, isn't there, in this age group? Loaded bases, games tied.
That's right.
They'll get another opportunity to get the first out, Franklin, here. As Cole McWilliams, starting catcher for Counties Manukau, comes to the plate. Still loaded bases here.
McWilliams also hit safely in the first innings and scored one of the earlier runs for Counties.
So he knows how to get her done. This one's down low.
And nice blocking from the catcher there. Keep the ball in front of him.
That's kind of where I was trying to allude to earlier. In a situation like this, you really need that catcher to be a wall back there, don't you?
Yeah, he's got to sit on it, and just keep it in front of him. That stops the runner from three from scoring.
McWilliams looking to convert. Change the pace, pick off the three.
Oh, gosh. I think he would have had him too as well if the third base had that.
Just bobbles out of the glove, so Counties keep all their ducks in the pond as such. Loaded bases. Hard hit ball. This one is through. One comes in. Two comes in. And a brilliant stroke from McMillions as he applies the pressure, adds 2 runners in for Counties Manukau. They lead 8-5 now.
Yeah, that was a lovely clean hit to the outfield. There wasn't a lot they could do. Runner from second base was always going to go for the plate. And that, of course, that puts Counties a couple of runs up. And stepping into the batter's box now is their formerly first base, now pitcher, Makaire Kingi Hicks.
His pitch to Kingi Hicks is outside. The runners are both in scoring position here for Counties Manukau. We said they'd want to reply. Naomi, 3 runs without an out. Couldn't be a better start for the boys from South Auckland.
It is, and that's what I've been impressed about, is their ability to come back under pressure. That's a great hit too.
Line drive up the middle. It'll plate 2 with ease. Kingi Hicks gets the job done here as he adds to himself, and Just like that, in the blink of an eye, they have tattooed on the runs here in the bottom of the fourth inning. 5-run margin now. It'll be time called by the coach, and maybe a pitching change. We'll find out soon, Naomi.
Yeah, I mean, you have to give full credit to Counties Manukau to be able to come back, but, I thought they were pretty comfortable in the first innings when they were ahead by 5 runs, and we've seen Franklin be able to come back too as well. So, still early days in this game.
It sure is indeed. Looks like we are going to have a pitching change. We'll duck away for a break and come back shortly. It is Counties Manukau leading 10 runs to 5 in the bottom of the fourth.
Jack Links presents Messin' with Sasquatch.
Watch this.
Don't mess with other snacks. Choose Jack Links jerky made with 100% beef.
Learn Purako. Explore Te Taiao. Tūhura ki whakaata Māori me Māori Plus.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Fraser Ballpark here. Got ourselves a real good game going. Game number 4 on day 1 of the 2025 Under-17 Boys National Championship, presented by Softball New Zealand. And we have a pitching change for Franklin here. After 5 runs have come in the bottom of the fourth innings.
I think it was timely to have this pitching change too as well. I actually thought that maybe they could have made a change a little bit earlier, but it's always easy in retrospect, isn't it?
It is indeed.
So if I get the changes, they went 1-3, 3-5 to 5-1, which meant that Paul Beasley on third base has come in to pitch. The pitcher has gone to first base, and the first base has gone to 3. That shows a lot of versatility in that Franklin defensive lineup.
Does indeed. Tough for the third baseman to come straight into pitch.
Yeah.
Don't know how much he's had to warm up on the sideline. Maybe he did before the innings. Hope so. But he's in there doing it anyway.
Ooh.
This one's hard hit up the middle. And looking to score, Kingy Hicks here, round 3, and he does. As they play their 6th run of the ball, 6th run of the innings here. Counties lead 11 runs to 5 now.
That ball was driven straight back at Paul Beasley. I think sometimes that there's some thought should be given to perhaps our male pitchers wearing a face guard that was awfully close to his head. But it hasn't quite caught on here in New Zealand yet, but I do know that some male pitchers internationally are wearing face guards.
We want them to be safe, don't we? We want them to enjoy the game. We don't want them to be injured at all. So, yep, if you feel like wearing a face guard, by all means do it.
Oh.
Pick off down to 2, and the runner takes off. Hunter Bailey just did the old sneak and go trick as the catcher throws the ball to 2. He takes off.
I mean, I'm not always sure that the defence are ready for that arm of Sebastian McFarlane. He's got a very strong arm, and I think if the ball had been gloved down at second base, they may well have got him at 3.
11 runs to 5. I just see our scoreboard operator's gone for a walk. So we'll keep you up to breast with the score for you when she comes back. 11 runs to 5 is the score here in the bottom of the fourth innings. Big swing there from Jackson Tarpiki, starting shortstop for Counties. I've seen a lot of this kid. I think all the way down to under 13s when I first saw Jackson, Naomi, and boy, oh boy, what a talent he is.
Yeah.
There's a hard hit ball. First baseman ranging.
Oh.
And just can't quite get it to stick.
Yeah, unfortunately, Franklin have been a little bit guilty of dropping some of those simple ones. We can't blame the wind because there isn't any, but definitely the sun's a bother out there. And, often those very high hit balls are hard to get in when you've got the sun full on in your face.
They reset. This one will foul back. No, I made a joke at the managers' meeting last night and said, welcomed everyone to Hutt Valley. And I says, I know you're all worried about the wind. Well, that's only Wellington. Hutt Valley is always beautiful.
True that. True story. Again, a very nice stop there from Sebastian McFarlane.
Keeps the runner at third base. With 2 balls and 2 strikes to count now.
And still none down.
There's a hard hit ball. Going to the fence.
Oh,
what a catch!
Great catch.
What a catch at right field for Franklin. Ranging towards centre and just stuck out his glove. What a catch, Naomi. What a catch.
Oh, yeah, pleasure to see, when you think they're behind and their confidence is getting down, the right fielder, who I've down here is Mason Tuhuru, comes up and takes that great catch. And I think they'll just put Franklin right back in the game again.
Great to see. Really is. Next pitch is down low. Who's up to bat now, Naomi?
We have top of the order, Titanium Pussyman. No, it's not. It's number 31, who I'm not quite sure is. Chopper's just gone off to check who that might be. Sorry, take that back. We've got Kaisak good enough.
This pitch just outside.
He's the 9th batter in this batting lineup to come to the plate.
And he's got an inside-out swing that's successful as well. Dunks that into right field. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th innings. Counties Manukau gave up 3 runs in the top of the 4th innings. They've come out and scored 6 in the bottom. What a reply.
I've got 7 there, Chopper.
7. There you go. Just clock on.
What a reply. And coming into the batter's box is the centre fielder, Hamiora Tuidi.
Tuidi, talented young bowler coming through the ranks. You can see at first base, the runner is ready to go. Ask the question of the catcher, McFarlane again. Sets up. Doesn't go this time. There does on the bobble, though. And here's the throw.
Tuidi has picked up 2 walks in his first 2 turns at bat.
Patiently waits that one below the zone as well. So runner at 2 here for Counties. 2 balls, the count. Apologies, 3.
And the 3rd walk there for Hamiora Tuidi. He's probably champing at the bit to get a swing away.
Oh, the umpire got me there, Naomi. He held up his hand, left hand for the balls. Held up his hand for the balls, and he had 2 fingers. And I saw a thumb out to the side, but no, sure, that's not what it was. So he uses the thumb as well. That's something to learn. Chris Murdoch, keeping us on our toes.
Rather unusual.
Yeah.
Perhaps that's the way they do it in North Harbour.
Yeah, perhaps. I'm sure I'll give him a bit of stick about it when I see him later, that's for sure. Looks like a pinch hitting change here for Counties Manukau. Number
33.
33. Oh, he was already in.
Oh, he was in, he started, and then he came out, he's come back in.
There you go. Well done, Davey.
So that will be Shani Hiraka, who's replaced Kale Cornelio.
So Hidaka comes back into the ball game. Time called here.
Gosh, his coaches are making it tough for us here, Chopper, to, all these changes that are going on and the defensive changes and in the batter's box. They start with players, they bring them out, they bring them back in.
As I mentioned, I'm lucky you're here. Let me just put it that way. Lucky you're here. Naomi Shaw joining us in commentary today. Of course, her home association, the Hutt Valley Softball Association.
Proudly Hutt Valley.
Yeah.
For many years.
Yes, councillor these days for quite a few years now. What are you about 5 or 6 years?
Oh, I've had, I'm into my second term on the Hutt City Council,
Yeah.
and we do have elections this year in October. All local body councils do, and I'm intending to stand again. I love what I do for the community. Nice hit.
Hard hit ball the other way. Runner coming home. He won't ever play at the plate, but maybe one at second base.
Got him. Nice work.
And they got him too. So a secondary play for the out from Franklin. That's good heads up. They surrender a run in the play.
Yeah.
It's 12 runs to 5, but they get an out. That's a win-win.
Yeah, that's right. It was important to get that second out just so they can get off the field and get back into offence. So well played there to make that play down at second base and still able to hold that other runner at third. Well done, Franklin.
So just back to the Hutt City Council in October, is it?
Yeah, that's the next local body elections.
So
and
if you live in the Hutt Valley region, you make sure you tick the box that says Naomi Shaw for councillor.
Well, more specifically called the Northern Ward, which is where I live. Yeah.
There you go. The slow roll, looking for the play at first base, and they do get the out. So Counties Manukau, they come in, they flex, they stretch, and 7 runs are driven in, 12 runs to 5. They lead. More action to come when we come back live from Fraser Ballpark. That's also in that Northern Ward. Remember the councillor, Naomi Shaw? October. Vote for her. We'll be back with more action soon.
When the radio's on and the sound is hot, you just have to enjoy. There's no way to stop. That's where it sounds like the best every day of the week. Better than all the rest. We let the music speak. All the best throwbacks, 90s and more. Atiawa Toa. All the best throwbacks.
Okay. Let's go then, eh?
You want to just jump in, the dark horse?
Deep down, that's all we want. Just freedom.
You sucker. You better watch out, you fool.
Often think of my cousin.
She didn't have anyone.
She had us.
You're pretty beautiful.
Same.
We're going to get you back, Mother. I promise.
Kiriata no Aotearoa. Ki whakaata Māori me Māori Plus.
Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to a beautiful day one of competition here. The weather is Atiawa today here at Fraser Ballpark, 18 degrees Celsius. We've hit the high already, but I tell you what, it feels like we might get another couple more degrees out of today, Naomi Shaw.
I do think it's heating up. Certainly once that sun comes out. We haven't seen a lot of it this in December and January. The ground's going to heat out. There's quite a bit of moisture in the ground too as well, which is going to add to humidity. So, yeah, the start of some really great weather for the next few days, I'm sure.
Let's have a little look. We went through the lineups earlier, but you can see here the Franklin team, head coach Michael Webb, Derek McFarlane, assistant coach today, Amco Bristol's their manager, and Mel McFarlane, the ever-lovable Mel. She's the official scorer for the Counties Manukau team here this week. Counties Manukau, we've talked a bit about them building their program. Head coach Maddie Hicks and Michelle Michelle Kingy is the assistant for them this year, and Nana Liz is their official scorer. But it's great to see these are two very good associations that get the start here. But we touched on earlier, 15 associations have made the trek to Hutt Valley this year. That's a big feat in itself, isn't it, Naomi?
Oh, absolutely. To have 15 teams in age grade competition. It's been fantastic. It's been really good to see some of the smaller associations to be able to travel here. I think it's helpful that the tournament is in the centre of New Zealand, so it's not too costly to go from one end of the motu to the other. So, no, it's going to be a lot of games played over the next 3 days to find the eventual winner. And I think, if this is just an indication of the start, I think we've got some exciting softball over the next few days. And I see that counties have brought out their third pitcher, Kaizak Goodenough. And it reminds me a little bit of the under 15 rule, share the load rule that used to exist, was introduced through Softball New Zealand a few years ago at under 15 level, where coaches were forced to bring out and develop extra pitches and by using a pitch count. But despite that rule has actually gone, it's really good to see Counties Manukau use 3 pitches in this game, and quite rightly rest their key pitches for some bigger games, because I think you could say that they're quite comfortable with a 12-5 lead in this game. But I don't want to write off Franklin at all. They've been able to come behind when we thought that they were dead and buried. And, and they've done it so well with some really strong hitting. So looking forward to seeing what they're going to do here in the top of the 5th innings with Franklin, and coming into the batter's box is third base Paora Beasley, who's actually now the pitcher for Franklin.
Well, fantastic. A few changes, defensive, offensively for both teams, and as you so rightly put, the Counties have flexed their muscle, but Franklin, they can do it too. 3 home runs in the last innings to Franklin. Anything is possible. Pitch is outside.
I think it's really important that Counties Manukau get all of their pitches on the diamond too as well.
Yeah.
Especially so early in the tournament. And it's all about form on the day.
Ground ball up the middle. I tell you what, anything on the ground to Tāpiki, the shortstop for Counties, you can put your bottom dollar on it. It is a good out about to happen.
Oh, slick. His approach to the ball, staying low to the ground, strong throw, straight and accurate, and strong. It's lovely to watch.
Very good indeed. Fantastic. And of course, with the great thing about these tournaments, Naomi, is our friends come from all over the motu. Come and say hello.
They certainly do. And I tuned up for my first round of live streaming, and I'm getting a pat in the back here from and it's been lovely. It's a real catch-up of friends and whānau, and everybody knows everybody. It's such a family atmosphere down here at the ballpark, and there's so many people are wandering around all of the diamonds watching Poiuka. So, I love these. I love these tournaments.
It's what it's all about, ladies and gentlemen, all about. Of course, Manukau is in the house, wishing them luck this week. With our neighbour association just up the motorway.
Yes.
This one down low gets away. And of course, if we talk about some of the associations that have come this year, of course, the mainstays, Auckland and Canterbury, they're here. They're going to be strong like normal. Hawke's Bay are in the house again. They have been sending an age group team for a while. So really love to see Hawke's Bay break through to those playoff rounds if we can. Hutt Valley, they've got 2 teams
Yeah,
this
good to
year.
see that development team here. And it makes sense. You know, if this is your home association, you should be able to put in that development team as well too. So.
Yeah, brilliant. They got 2 teams. So.
And it helps to balance all the sections too.
Yeah.
5 teams in each section.
Yes, indeed. We see the walk issued there for Franklin, and up comes the home run hitting catcher McFarlane now. Nelson are in the house. How cool is that? We've seen Nelson over the last couple of years, or hit by pitch to McFarlane, get back into it. Now, there's a coach for Nelson. I met him last night for the very first time, Don Gleaney.
Don.
Tell me a bit about him.
Oh, yeah, Don Glennie. He goes way back in the Nelson Association. In fact, I saw him from a distance this morning, and
Yes.
I didn't have a chance to catch up with him. I certainly will. But, of course, Don's been a real stalwart of the Nelson Softball Association for decades, as long in the tooth in the game as I have been. So, a great servant of the game, and it's still great to see him involved at age group level and putting back into the game.
That one goes foul. Runners were in motion on that play as well. He made a point. Yeah, made a point of coming to say hello, which I really appreciated, and I will hope to get a bit of time to spend with him and pick his brain, because obviously he's been around a fair while. So
Yes.
cool.
Yeah.
North Harbour, they're in the shop as well. Des Warman coaching that side this year. And they've got a good, strong side this year. And I know I've got a son playing for Hawke's Bay. These are good bunts down. And now they're going home.
Oh,
and that's a double play. Counties, Manukau. Don't worry about the top shelf. They're in the shelf above it right now. What a play defensively.
Oh, fantastic, wasn't it? That was very second out, taken at first base. The runner bolted for home, and the strong throw from first base back to the plate. And what a great double play to finish the game on.
Amazing, and that will finish the game. It'll keep the margin at 7 runs here. Franklin needed that run across home plate to continue. So, Counties Manukau will run out victors here on Game 4 on day 1 of competition. 12 runs to 5. Naomi, your thoughts on the match?
Oh, what a great start to this tournament. Even though it's Game 4 and I didn't get an opportunity to see the earlier games, I think it's a forerunner of many more exciting games to be happening here on Diamond 1, and how fortunate we are to have Beyond the Dugout broadcasting, live streaming to everybody in New Zealand, Aotearoa, who are able to watch their young people play at this level. Really, really exciting stuff. I was having to think about who might be the player of the day, because I thought you would ask me that, but I'm still not quite sure about
Okay, well,
that.
while you're picking that, of course, it was a fantastic game we saw in front of us. Both teams using multiple pitches to get themselves through. Franklin answering in the top of the 4th innings, hitting 3 home runs, 2 of them over the fence. And then the difference maker was the bottom of the 4th innings. Counties Manukau cross home plate 7 times. And if I remember correctly, 5 of them before they'd even given up and out. Are they the real deal, Counties Manukau? I believe they are. Naomi, the player of the match.
I would have to say the player of the match would be Cole McWilliams, the catcher for Counties Manukau. Very solid behind the plate. He's been there for the 3 pitches that they've used. He came up with 2 strong, 2 hits to left field as well, scored 2 runs himself, and very deservedly the player of this match, Game 4. Congratulations, Cole McWilliams.
There you go. The starting catcher for Counties Manukau, Cole McWilliams, is the Beyond the Dugout broadcasting player of the match from Game 4 here on Day 1. Don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back with a new stream coming up at 1 p.m. It'll be North Harbour, their first game on Diamond 1 today, taking on the might of Hutt Valley development side. 1 o'clock that game gets underway. We'll be back with you soon. Kia ora koutou, katoa, mā te wā.